In this video and in the next videos, I'm going to show you how to create an SQLite database to store data in our Android app. Therefore, I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to choose empty activity, click on next. I'm going to call it contacts because we're going to store in our database data about contacts. I'm going to type contacts, click on finish. And our project is going to be created in a short time. Alright, now on the left hand side on the project pane, I'm going to right click on the com.example.contacts package because we are going to create a few packages. Go to new, select package. The first one is going to be called data. Here we're going to put our database. The next one is going to be called model. Here we're going to put our model classes. And the next one is going to be called utils. And here we're going to put our utilities like our constants or code that you need to use in your code. So I'm going to type utils. And I'm going to go first in the model because what we are trying to do is to create a contact which has, as you can see in this image, an ID, a name, and a phone number. So you need to create first a class which represents that. So I'm going to go to model, right click, go to new, select Kotlin class file, contact, sorry. And here I will type data class contact, and here I will type val ID of type int, val name of type string, and val phone number of type string. Then I'm going to put curly braces and I will create another constructor which is going to have only the name, the phone number. Now I'm gonna pass those values to our primary constructor. So for the ID, I'm gonna put, let's say, -1, and now I'm gonna pass the parameter name from our secondary constructor and our phone number. As you can see, it's gray out because it's not used. But when I press now enter, it's no longer gray out. All right, now I'm gonna go inside data. Here we're going to create our database. So I'm going to create a new Kotlin class file. And I'm going to call it database handler because there are a lot of, as you'll see, there are a lot of functions that we need to write, like to create the database, to insert data in the database, to update the database, to get data from the database. And all of that is going to be in this database handler. So we type database. Let's database handler, press enter, and here I will type class database handler inherits. So let's put a primary constructor here, inherits from SqliteOpenHelper. And now this expects some parameters. First, it's expecting a context, a name. You have this factory, you're gonna see what is, and have the version. But I'm not gonna pass those yet. I'm gonna pass those first. I'm gonna create some constants, and after that I will pass what is required here. So I will go inside our utils, and now I will create some constants because we are going to use a lot of queries, and let's say you want to select data from the database. You're going to use the select from and the name of the database. And instead of typing those names every time, the name of the columns, to type those names every time we run a query, we create constants to avoid errors because you can have a typo and that is going to generate, it's going to crash our app. So I'm going to create a new Kotlin class file, call file, select file, and it's going to be called constants. And here I will type object. So object, sorry, constants, curly braces, and here I will type companion object. No, here I will type constant val. And first, I'm going to type database underscore version, and it's gonna be equal to 1. Then I'm gonna type constant val database name. So I'll type database name. So here I type database, so or contacts.db. Then another constant val table name. Now table, so the name of the table. Name of the table is gonna be contacts. So these are the constants for our database. Now down here I will create constants for our columns. So I'll type here const val key underscore id is gonna be equal to id, const val key underscore name is gonna be equal to name, and const val key underscore phone number equals to phone number. Alright, so now we have our constants. Now what we can do is you can go inside our database handler. Now here I can type now val context, and I'm gonna type context is gonna be. Now here I can pass, so let's type again SqliteOpenHelper. So now we're gonna pass the context that is in our primary constructor, the names, and now I'm gonna use our constants. Constants dot so somehow no contacts, I type constants, sorry, constants, so constants dot, and now I'm gonna pass the database name. Next we have this thing called factory. Here we're gonna pass null, and next you have version, and here I'm gonna type again constants dot, and I'm gonna pass the database version. Now I'm gonna put curly braces and press enter. Now, as you can see, this is underlined because you need to implement some functions. So I'm gonna right click on this bulb, implement members, and I'm gonna choose those functions. Click on OK, and we have to do not yet implemented, to do not yet implemented. Alright. Now I'm gonna end this video here, and in the next videos we're gonna create our database, and I'm gonna also see how we can add some functions to our database. But this is no longer the recommended way for creating a database by creating a database handler and inheriting from the SqliteOpenHelper, and as you will see, to add queries to create the database, and to add functions to get data from the database. There is something new called from the Android architecture components called Room, but I'm showing you the first how we did things in the past to see the contrast of how this library called Room is doing things better, like in contrast with this that we have here to inherit from the SqliteOpenHelper. And as you'll see, we'll have a lot of code when we will try to update, to delete, or to get data. And with this new technology called Room, everything is much easier. But we're gonna get to that after we finish this part. So I'm gonna end this video now, and see you in the next video.